Good afternoon, Lagos. Good afternoon, Enugu. Good afternoon, Abeokuta, Maiduguri, Kano, Kaduna, Jigawa. How are you doing? How's the weather with you? We have wonderful weather in Abuja here. My name still remains Dayo, Omoogun. I'm welcoming you to the Polity from the Abuja studios of KAFTAN television. And this afternoon, we'll be talking about very topical issues that are trending right here in Nigeria. And I do know that it will be a delightful session with you. And it gives me great joy, great fulfillment that you are at the other end and I am here, and together we'll make this happen all the time. This is another chance for us to build our nation, make it better. And at the appropriate time, of course, you know that there will be time for you to call in. I want to urge you to take advantage of that window of opportunity when it comes, so that your voice can also be heard. And with me this afternoon on the show is my immediate right, Barrister Casmir, Igwe, a legal luminary who is based in Abuja here and does a whole lot of political public affairs analysis that is sound and balanced. And in the analysis circuit in Abuja here, he's very well known, and I do look forward to having a great time with him this afternoon. You're welcome, Barrister.
Thank you for having me.
Right. Also, at the far right, Ambassador Kola Obisesan is a serial entrepreneur and a real estate consultant, as well as a political affairs analyst. And on one or two occasions he's been here, and you guys watched the delight, I mean the solid perspectives that you brought to the show. You're welcome once again, Ambassador.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
A pleasure to be here.
Right. Now, so we'll quickly go to the issue, and indeed we'll have two issues to talk about today. First of all, a new Chief Justice of Nigeria was recently sworn in the person of Justice Kudira Kekereekun. And we do know that a whole lot rests on her shoulders, as it were, in the area of the judiciary. And the judiciary, as we know, is a very important part of the democratic tripod, which cannot be overlooked. And so this afternoon, we're going to be looking at what exactly is the agenda that we should be setting for her, considering where Nigeria is coming from, considering the circumstances, considering the state of our democracy, considering where we want to get to, and considering all the other interplay of all kinds of centrifugal forces and all such connected issues. So this afternoon, we'll be looking at what exactly should she be bringing to the table? What reforms, what interventions, what are those things that are expected, both from the legal practitioners themselves, who together they run the Temple of Justice, but and beyond that, the general masses. The masses, can we truly, under her tenure, can we look forward to having the judiciary as the last hope of the common man? So that's one. And secondly, we'll be looking at the issues, of course, you expect. I believe that you expect us to talk about River State. It's like a burning cauldron right now. But I believe that as we speak about it this afternoon, we will all find ways by which the fire can be quenched. So I'll be starting with you, Barrister. And we've come a long, long way talking about judiciary, the justice system in this country. This is the second time we're having a female CJN, and a lot is expected from her office at a time like this, considering the juncture where we are in our history and in our democracy. What exactly are the most important, urgent areas that she should be turning her attention to as she ascends, as she takes off now.
All right, thank you for having me. Good afternoon, viewers. First and foremost, on a lighter note, we don't have male or female.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so that's a gentleman in skirts.
All right.
All right. And good enough. This is the second time we are having her kind.
Okay.
Okay. So I once more use this opportunity to congratulate her.
Right.
That is an office well deserving. That's the truth. She has worked so hard for it. Now, talking about the things expected from this tenure, I think the new CJN is someone who has been in the system.
Right.
She's been part of the system. She understands, you know, where it pinches, where we are in the shoes. Whatever we are saying now can only be an addition to the things, you know, that have been set out already. I don't know if you were privileged to listen to her confirmation hearing. You could understand that this is somebody who understands where the issues are and what to do. You know, from that point, she listed out certain things that we should be watching out for. Okay, and then for the purpose of this discussion, I will just like rehearse, you know, or paraphrase some of them. Number one is the issue of limiting pre-election cases from reaching the Supreme Court.
Okay.
Of course, we understand the mad rush for political cases, especially the pre-election matters. It now looks as if it is the courts in Nigeria that actually give us leaders instead of the institution as established in INEC.
Yeah.
Okay, so you now see where people will play all kind of gimmicks to ensure that we'll get to court and the court will decide. And of a truth, the court has been deciding. And that has brought the court to where it is at the moment in the eyes of the public. Okay, she also talked about introducing a full digitization of the court processes. All you and I know that as it is today, a lot of people are scared approaching the courts, and it's not the best for the system. And for us as practitioners, I keep telling you, this is the only farm we have. Okay, and as you said, this is the last hope of the common man. So you should be able to ensure that as you're approaching the court, you are having your results, you're having the issues resolved, your business is progressing. Not approaching the courts, and you know when you're approaching the court, you don't know when you'll be out of the court. So these are the issues that the full digitization will be bringing. Again, it will help in managing the court processes and proceedings. Unnecessary delays will be cut off. You should be able to sit back and understand that this is where this court is. This is where this case is. These are the people behind this matter. Just like what is happening today about orders and counter orders and all of that. And you could see that, especially at the Federal High Court, where they've introduced an affidavit, you know, that affidavit against multiplicity of actions. But because they are not fed into any system, you can file it and hold it. What is it to trade? But once this full digitization comes in and you are filing your suits, everything about it is in the system. So if you're bringing another one, it will alert the operators that, look, there's something like this already in existence, and it will help, you know, the system. I pray and wish that that happens. It can also help in fast-tracking the court processes and proceedings, because there'll be no time limit for filing an action. It becomes a 247 thing, just as is obtainable in other claims. So that can also help our system. Now, another point that you raise is the issue of tightening the criteria for appointment of judges. Without casting aspersion and all of that, you could see that the way and manner this appointment has been happening has raised a whole lot of public concern. That's a simple truth. And that is why some people are alleging that that is the core reason for the kind of orders and judgments that is being churned out, especially by courts of concurrent jurisdictions. So once all of these things are tackled by this administration, you know that we have started. Now, for me, as a practitioner and as a Nigerian citizen, I think I will suggest that she considers the tackling this widespread abuse of ex parte orders. We are all guilty of it.
We're going to go there.
Okay, yeah, because it's not just about them. It takes two to tango.
Yeah.
If there is no legal practitioner to fight that kind of an action, there will be no judge to grant it.
Exactly.
Okay, so once that is tackled, it will help us. Because this issue of conflicting judgment and orders has really done a lot of havoc to our system. Just like we are seeing even in Rivers today, this is the issue. We saw it during the pre-elections matters, where a court in this state will be given an order. In the next minute, another court has given, to a point that even lawyers that know about forum shopping and all of that now capitalize on it. Something will happen in Ogun State. You take it to Cross River, and the judge in Cross River will grant the. I mean, you could see that it's not healthy for the system. It's not even healthy for some of us, because if people can't believe in the system, why do they need to approach you? Exactly. So you see people resorting to self-help. Exactly. You see people running to law enforcement agencies. Okay, so they now prefer that whatever happens, let's get it first. Then we can head to court. Whatever happens, let it be. And that is what is emboldening the politicians to also do the kind of things they are doing, which is no good for our polity. Okay, so the next point is this issue of this public confidence and trust. You see, for anybody to believe that the court is the last hope of a common man, must first of all trust in the system. A judge cannot sit and give a well-considered decision or judgment, and you see people who don't have understanding of the legal principles discussing it, dissecting it, not telling the judge what the decision should have been. Okay, outside of the court, which is wrong. But there's nothing much you can do, because we are the ones that have given room for such to happen. When you see some well-known and established legal principles, okay, with established precedents, and you are trying to maneuver it to achieve a predetermined objective, you have given yourself out to the public to analyze what you are doing. So those things erode public confidence and trust in the system. I pray and wish that that will be tackled. I know it will take a lot of courage, right? Because most of these things happen to politically exposed people. Yeah. Okay, and most of them are the ones that one way or the other, I mean, they've infiltrated the system. Yeah. They have their agents here and there, and you see where it becomes difficult for the person to say, no, I cannot do this. Okay, so I know I've advocated in different that the only thing that will help us is to ensure that we build very strong institutions as against strong men. In Nigeria today, we have 98% of strong men, and just 2% of institutions not strong now. Institutions, because there are interference here and there. Okay, and you could see it. You know, everybody can feel, everybody can see it. It's not about anything. So I believe that if these things can be done, achieved by this administration, it will be good. Okay, so another thing is the issue of discipline. See, discipline now is not just about the judges. It affects the lawyers. Exactly. It affects the staff, the judiciary staff, because most of these things we complain actually happen at that level. Yeah. I tell you the truth. Most at times, these are the people that are instruments in the hand of the people and the politicians. So if we can ensure that discipline is restored, if she can ensure that there's consequences for actions, okay, sitting as NJC chair, Okay, that's because they're the ones that discipline the judges. Okay, then let the legal personnel disciplinary committee also come on strongly, which is one of the joy I have, you know, by virtue of who is at the helm of affairs today for NBA. Of course, he didn't shy away from what is happening in Rivers by calling the authorities that, look, you cannot abandon your responsibility, whether or not, okay, you want to pick and choose the court order. You have a constitutional role and responsibility, which is not subject to any such okay, order. So you could see such strong stand coming from NBA. You know that these are people who are ready to work. So for me, I believe that there's a lot coming. All we need to do is to give them all the necessary and deserved support to ensure that they're able to confront these things. And I will warn that it won't be easy. Yes, it won't be easy. It won't be easy, especially considering the time and season we are in. It will not be easy, but they need all the courage that they deserve to be able to, you know, carry out these reforms. So I leave it at that for now.
Barrister, really, you've done justice to a whole lot of the expectations that we have from whoever is on that seat right now. But on a personal note, I do think that the issue of digitization, the issue of discipline, the issue of maybe correcting certain things in our legislations that will prevent certain things from happening. I'm going to be asking some questions very shortly, but let me go to Ambassador and find out so some of the things that he has listed. I'm sure there are some that mean much to you, that you also, even though not being a legal practitioner, you also would really want to see some reform in those areas.
Okay, thank you very much. He's made our discussion very robust right now. You know, just like he said also, I'm first of all going to say congrats to Justice Kekereekun. Fantastic. You're coming at a very important part of of the life of this administration. And I'm also, just like he said, I'm going to tell you that your job is, I don't envy you at all, because it's pretty tough to be able to really cope with what's happening, you know. And but I love the mother's touch of women sometimes. Right. And he said there's no lady, there's no man, but hey, from us, we still we love the mother's touch, and I believe that somehow you will be able to really pull through. Having said that, also congratulations that during your time, the judiciary, the justice, you've had 300% increments in salary, and so that's also good. Maybe you will have people more that will be a lot more, you know, they will be encouraged, and they'll be motivated to be able to work. Having said that, just to take it deeper, you know, concerning the what you want to do concerning election. I know that already you are looking at how quite a number of issues should not get to Supreme Court. Yeah. I will even say, specifically as far as election is concerned, I think a lot more the use of gadgets generally, as far as our elections are concerned, technology and all of that, as far as our elections are concerned, should be properly defined. I tell you, as of today, there's a lot of areas where the election handlers can hide under. I'll give you a very simple stuff. You know, we have people don't know. Is it written in the law that election result must be uploaded, must be transmitted? How? What exactly is against the law? What does the rule say? Okay. And when some of these things are not clearly defined and made clear to the public, what happens is that you now have the institution, the INEC. You know, the INEC can pick and choose which one they want. They just tell you the law does not say that I have to transmit, I have to do this, I have to do that. The law simply just say that, look, I can actually use the gadget the technology to certain extent, and I can also refuse in certain extent. I think there is a gray area there. There are some gray areas.
Lacunas.
Yes. The gray areas and lacuna, whatever you want to call it, should not. It needs to be very properly spelled out. If you do that, what happens is that everybody understand exactly how the script will be marked.
But this message is for the legislature, because the judiciary only interprets what's put in place.
I know, but the issue there is for the legislators.
Exactly.
But you see, if you there's what they call, they said the intent of the law and the rest of it.
Yes.
So you jump in shortly.
Yes.
There's what we call the intent of the law. We want to be able to be clear about, because I tell you, if certain landmark judgments are given to say that this exactly is what the intent of the law, the position will be, everybody will take dressing. But as it is, I tell you, I don't want to be mentioning specifics, but I see a lot of the players, they understand, even the INEC of this world, they understand that, look, the rule doesn't say that I have to display something at some point, I have to, and all that. And so they will just tell you that, they'll promise you 100, but they deliver 40. But you need only to ask them to deliver 40. But some of us thought that it was 100 that the rule says. So I'm saying that let the legislature, from the legislature, and if the legislature will not do it, I think the intent of my Lord Justice Keke should also, maybe I don't know how some of this thing needs to be, but there needs to be some clarity about what exactly the field should be, because once the field is not clear, that is what actually leads to, from beginning to the Supreme Court, people just feel like I have to drag this matter to the last, because they know I won. But how do I prove this? How do I make sure? How do I whatever? Which one should be? Is it the physically written paper that flies, or is it what the IRF of this world is saying? And everybody is trying to hide somewhere. So
do you think that some of these things have been deliberately put in place so that the players can do some rigmarole?
No, you see, I share in his position. See, the simple truth here is that I can assure you that Nigeria has one of the best codified laws, including the Electoral Act we are talking about. Okay. Now, the only issue which affects us now in this discussion is the point he raised, and that is for the judiciary to be firm on the position of the law. And how do you do that? Now, there must be, just like he said, if in your role of interpreting our laws, you are clear about it. Even those things that are not clearly spelled out, the law has created rules and room for the judges to arrive at what the intention of the legislators are. And let me also tell you that it's not only the National Assembly or legislators that make law. The courts make the laws.
Correct, by pronouncement.
By pronouncement.
Correct.
So what are you supposed to do? Set the agenda clear. In fact, so far as I'm concerned, there's room for training and retraining.
Yeah.
If it's election petition, you've selected the judges you want, bring them into a room. Go through the Electoral Act. Go through all the issues that may be coming up. Take a position.
This is it.
Discuss it, brainstorm. This is it. So once it comes to your court, you now know that your discretionary rule has been protected, is very limited. But in this case, it's at the whims and caprices of the understanding of whosoever that is sitting on it,
and understanding
or not, or based on. Okay. So the issue, the issue here is that there are rules. We have the golden rule. We have the mischief rule. We have all manner of rules that could be applied when things happen. But no matter what, nobody has a discretion when it comes to clear statutory provisions.
Correct.
All you need to do is to, if there's ambiguity, find the intention, which is littered everywhere around that same piece of legislation. But going outside it, that is where there's issue, and that is the point I'm making, that once it gets to that point, there should be room for sanction.
Okay, now I'm going to pin you to a particular case that is on right now, so that we can get some clarity.
Correct.
Now, Just recently, about 2 or 3 weeks back, we had the elections in Edo State. Everything went well until the point of collation. And suddenly, we found out that the machines either were tired or I don't know what happened. They chose not to do the collation digitally. And then they resorted to manual collation. And all kinds of things, all kinds of reports are flying.
Yep.
And as we speak, the team, the PDP team, is approaching the court or is in court already.
Yeah.
Okay, they are approaching the court, but they need to get some information which they tried to get yesterday but didn't succeed. So now, what's your position? What does the electoral law actually say about collation?
You see, that is where the issue is. It doesn't matter my opinion or the opinion, because there's already a judgment delivered by Supreme Court to that effect. So that is the law for now.
For now.
And that is what has given room for all of this manipulation, knowing that the only place it will end is this. Now, for those that are going to court, they are only hoping against hope and trusting in God that there should be a change of mind along the line in attempting to correct whatever they feel should be the correct thing. The law is clear, sir. Election results are declared at the polling units.
Yes.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So any collation that is contrary to what has been declared at the polling units is not it. Number 2, they don't even need to start writing INEC. I think that is giving them more than they can handle. Why do you have these things in triplets and all of that? Why do party agents have their own?
Piece.
So all you need to do is to, once it's authenticated and shared, parties should be able to collect from their agents, pile up and file in. You don't need to bring it back to the same person who has created the confusion to now come and certify for you or produce what they have and give to you.
Is that not what the law says, that it must be certified by them?
These are the points I'm making, okay? But even at that, these things can be or could have been corrected when they first showed their ugly heads. And what do? Go back to the intention of the legislators. Declare it as what the law is, okay? And courts have the power to strike down any provision that is inconsistent with the Constitution, right? Yeah. So anything that will deprive the people of that choice, the court can strike it down. Yeah. Anything that will become a limitation, repugnant to they can strike it down. Yeah. Now, if INEC goes outside the template given to them, the court can bring them back to and say, look, this is what it ought to be. Having not done XYZ, this is the result. Right. Okay? So we shouldn't lose faith in the system. That's the truth. Okay? Let them go ahead. Courts have room to distinguish their previous decision from what is happening now. And that is because no two facts are the same. I keep telling people, you can't, because your own case has gone to court and didn't succeed, then my own should. No, you never can tell. Yeah. The facts can never be the same. Number 2, the presentation can also never be the same. And that is why we must hold people based on merit and competence. The person that handles your matter matters a lot. So I'll leave it at that for now.
The person that handles your matter matters a lot.
Yeah.
Now that's saying a lot in a small way, because because what it then means is that the interpretation of the law is subjective.
Not necessarily.
Yes.
Not necessarily. No, not necessarily. It's not that it's subjective. It is no. There's something they say in law.
Of the understanding.
No, there's something
interest of that judge.
It depends on what you don't get what you never prayed for.
Exactly.
That means if someone who is coming is not careful to be able to itemize what is he or she. In fact, you can win and you realize that what really truly matters was not prayed for, and they can't give you.
It's not a father.
They can't give you. There's no father. It's what you ask for. So you realize, in fact, it happened in a particular election. The person actually, they say you're correct, yes, but you didn't add that we should swear you in. So court can't give you that, so they can say you don't repeat the election. So you understand? So
you
when
see people bashing the courts and the judges, not knowing that tardiness was as a result of what is before the court.
Of the representative.
A lot of these things.
Is it not possible, gentlemen,
for
the court to also look at what do you think was the intent of this procedure?
No. Court can only give consequential orders based on what the issue is.
Yeah.
There are certain things that cannot fall under consequential orders.
Yes.
For it to be consequential, there must be something it will stand on.
Yes.
So if the thing is supposed to stand on is not there, what happens?
Yes.
You pay the lawyer, you didn't pay the judge to do your case for you.
Yes. So basically,
now you've opened up something. I hope that I remember in the course of this, because that's I'm interested in that personally. See, now we've talked about discipline, we've talked about digitization, we've talked about now digitization. You espoused all the benefits that are possible that
it brings.
Yeah. But the point has been made that many times the problem of delays comes from lawyers, legal practitioners themselves, who constantly come to court unprepared and then or deliberately come to ask for adjournment because in that process they also are able to make more money.
Correct.
As they charge more fees for each of that. I'm saying what I have heard. It may not be true, and that's why you are here, to be able to put some light on it. Now, so that the essence is to deliberately prolong the course of a matter, so that in the process they are able to amass some money, because at each sitting they send a bill. Whether that is true or not, you have an opportunity. I'm seeing you shaking your head.
Sure, correct.
Yeah, so that is part of the reason why cases get delayed in court. You can just respond.
Yes. Okay. Now, have you asked yourself why is it that electoral matters are not delayed? Electoral matters.
Because it's a matter of national concern.
No, you see,
there's a time frame.
First and foremost, every case should be of a national concern.
Yeah.
Number two, because no, hold on now. No. It's not that. Now, just like what I said earlier, while listing out the benefits.
Yes.
If we're able to change our rules of practice and the practice direction to limit time frame for doing of certain things, which most of the court rules actually
do.
They are contained therein.
Okay.
But the difference now is that if a matter comes up and everything is already set from the comfort of your chambers,
yes,
you file in your processes, you do the things you need to do. Going to court is just to adopt.
Correct.
If you have not done XYZ, it can take you to the next point of this, even confirmation of your appearance in court. If it's digitized and you see from there, for you to even say that you are the counsel representing this person, you must have filed your appearance, you must have responded to the writ as served on your clients before you can open up accepting you as the counsel in that matter. By the time you get to court, it's that everything has already been sorted out. Now, we talk about pre-hearing and front-loading of documents, which are all efforts in bridging the time that these matters will take. You get to sort things out. Which ones are you going on with? You have timeline for that to happen. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, the next thing you now look at is, why is it that matters linger in court? At times, it's coming from the litigants. When you are my witness, and I'm in court, you are calling me that they called you that your uncle has one issue that they need your presence. There's nothing the court can do. There's nothing I can do as your counsel. You are not there, you're not there. Okay? At times, providing the materials for the lawyer to work with, it takes them ages. So the whole lot of intricacies when it comes to delays. What we are talking about, if you're able to take out the ones that come from the court system, then it will help us.
Correct.
And we can actually get that sorted out.
Yeah.
Okay? By the time the court class and registry is trained on what is to be done before anything can be accepted, why not? It can be done. We have other systems that have done it. Even today, yes, everybody is talking about CAC. Whether it's optimal performance or not.
No,
they have moved from exactly.
Yes,
so let us start it. Let's see how it goes. During the COVID, we started virtual hearing. I thought it would have been sustained. I don't need to start rushing to court, and I'm telling you there's traffic on this whatever. Sit down there. Everybody comes on Zoom or whatever platform more secure than that. Then you present. They give ruling instantly. Life goes on. Somebody outside will know that there's a matter that has happened. Okay. So it even defeats the issue of ex parte orders that is flying everywhere. If you're bringing anything, all they need to do, send it to the person. Give them 6 hours. Get a lawyer. We have selected this for this day so that you can be heard. If you don't, it's not your problem. It's not the court's problem. Okay? At times you see litigants being served court processes. They keep it as if it's a love letter. When it's 3, 4, 5 months and they hit on them, they start running to a lawyer, and the matter is the next day. The lawyer must go to court to ask for adjournment.
Definitely.
That's the truth. But if these things are fully digitized, you can sit in the comfort of your office, log in, impute the suit number, everything and the position of the court on it comes out. So you know the right steps to take. You apply, the platform opens for you within a time frame, and then you do what you need to do.
A whole lot. Now, for example, one of the things that we have done in Nigeria prior to this digitization era is that we have perfected a situation where anybody can be, and you can be Moses Kolawole, ambassador today, and tomorrow you are Moses Kolawole Obisesan, and next tomorrow you are ambassador Obisesan Sunday. What I mean by that is that you can do several change of names. You can do all kinds of affidavits. One single person can have 3, 4, 5 AGs.
And it's not detected.
At different points.
It's not detected.
And it's undetected because you can just walk into a court and do an affidavit. There's no record, there's nothing. And then you can do another one next tomorrow. But the moment it is digitized and names are there, pictures are there, it's going to be very difficult.
You see?
It's going to be very difficult.
The truth is that NIN is flogging people now.
It's already stopping it.
NIN is flogging people. So BVN, so all they need to do is to align so that these things are there.
Seamless. So there's no doubt that there's a need for the judicial system to key into digitization. Now, still talking about some of the reforms that you have raised. We've touched on the ex parte orders. I do think that part of what has sustained this situation is the fact that I think that the law, the process of the law, the judicial system is too slow. So yes, it's too slow. So it makes people sort of get away with. Okay, let's look at a situation where, for example, the deputy governor of Edo State that's been restored back to his seat is restored back only in the books of the courts. In effect, he's still wandering around. He's still floating. So as it were, is it ever possible in reality for one state to have 2 deputy governors? Shouldn't the court be concerned that its order has not been effected? Why should there be such space to play with those kind of things?
Okay, if I may come in, first and foremost, the case of Edo State, the governor can decide to give any responsibility to anybody. Deputy governors don't have any constitutional role in Nigeria.
No, but no, I agree. No constitutional role, but they come on the same ticket.
That's the point we are making. If they come on the same ticket, and there's no constitutionally assigned role for them, so they now work at the pleasure of the governor. So you can be a deputy governor. In the morning, you open your office, sit down there, sleep till night. You close when you want to close. The governor doesn't care. So you can't hold the governor responsible for that. That is why there's need for good working relationship. But in this case, the center cannot hold. Both of them belong to 2 different political parties. Their vision is no longer the same. So you can't impose him on the governor. Yes, what do you understand by obeying the order of the court? The court says what? To reinstate him as deputy governor. Has he not been reinstated?
How?
They already call him the reinstated governor.
You called him here.
That's what you say right now. So you are free. You are free. You are free. No, he's reinstated. You are free to now call him the deputy governor of the state. But the issue there is that some of the privileges are still with the discretion of the governor. Yes.
Let's get that.
It's unfortunate, but maybe that needs to be worked on.
That's why they are called spare tires. Spare tire can only function when the main tire is not there.
It's good that this is coming out. Now, do you think that that's good as it is?
No. Whether it is good or not,
is that not an area?
That is our law.
The area of amendment doesn't sit with the court. It now goes now to it goes with the politicians.
There's a deficiency.
It's been there. Even vice president. Don't you know when a vice president went to court in this nation?
Yeah.
Say, look, I have the right to belong to another political party. Even though it's a joint ticket.
Yes,
but I'm no longer comfortable here.
At the end, he still. I mean, was the vice president till the?
To what extent? No, but that's what I'm saying. This man, he will still sit as the deputy governor until they hand over to the new administration.
Who?
The deputy governor.
I don't think that's the reality.
No. You are getting. He will remain. I mean, even after the tenure is over, they will call him the immediate past deputy governor.
What will you call this other one?
No. That has been redundant.
It doesn't take.
Nobody.
In the eyes of the law.
Yes.
In the eyes of society.
Look at what happened. Look at Akwa Ibom. Look at Akwa Ibom. The first lady died.
Yes.
And he picked his daughter as first lady. In the real sense, is first lady supposed to be a daughter seat? But you realize that it is not. At an appoint, it's not a you can appoint anybody. You are the one who gave it the label first lady. Oh, my daughter, continue to run that office. I don't have to. They say, why didn't you? They say he doesn't have money to marry another woman.
Exactly.
But you know that that's not correct. It's just.
Let's go. Some time like this.
Yeah.
Let's go quickly.
Yes.
Now, the ex parte orders have been flying.
Yeah.
And I said part of what I think is also sustaining this is the slow run of the law, because NJC. I think we must get to the point where, as these things are happening within that same space of time, whoever needs to get a knock gets a knock. Whoever needs to be dealt with is dealt with, so that people can even know clearly that the actions are very fundamentally wrong. That's one. Now, I also see there's something you were talking about, and I said I'd like to come back to it.
Don't worry, go ahead.
I'm coming. Let me just say something first about this one.
Okay.
They said the wheel of justice grinds slowly.
Very slowly, yeah.
But surely it delivers.
Sometimes.
Well, it might take a while. But you see, you are saying, defeated. I'm coming. Yeah, you said justice delayed is justice denied. So they're not always. Yes. The point I'm just trying to tell you is that you must be careful, even as you're trying to speed up the process, that also you don't also create so many other issues.
I agree.
So the fact that somebody, you can say that it was error, it was what was presented to me that I made pronouncement or whatever about. Now if you just say,
before you come in, I'm going to take it a little bit further.
Yeah. So basically I'm just saying that the person dropped the ball today and within hours he gets a knock. It might not be tidy. That is why you have the courts where you start from. I mean, how you take it up to the final space, so that people can also see why you have said what you said, and what you've given the judgment and be able to follow very carefully. So that you don't have.
No. Barrister, still talking about these orders that are flying around. Is it right? Is it legal? Is it lawful for a law to sort of run against the Constitution itself? For a pronouncement to run against, for example, how does a court say to the police force or to the police IG not to send police to cover an election, when the basic role of the police is to keep law and order, is to provide security? is to ensure that the internal security of the nation is guaranteed, is taken care of. How does a court now say?
Let me chip in something so that you can have enough to discuss. The order wasn't don't just send, but they first of all said that election should not hold. So there were two things. There were two things that were being dealt with. Now, if a court of competent jurisdiction has actually already said, look, you know what, that election should not hold. Yes. They now, further to that, you now also said that the IG should not send people to cover, to cover and all of that. Okay, so that you can expand it.
Hold on, sir. You now had a situation where you now had two.
No, hold on, sir. Let's not deviate, sir. Sorry, please. First and foremost, you asked a question.
Yes.
Can a court order you to do anything contrary to the Constitution?
Surely not.
Now, there's a saying that whatever you do that is contrary to the Constitution is null and void.
Correct.
All right.
To the extent of its inconsistency.
Yeah.
With the Constitution.
Now, let me make this clear. Police or supervising elections is not part of the statutory rules of the Nigerian police.
So
hold on, sir. Okay. Hold on. I want us to get that clear. There is no law that says that during an election, police must be present. So I don't have any issue with that. This has only shown that we don't really need police for our elections. The role of police is to secure lives and property.
Very good.
Now, let's get that. Hold on now. No. You see, this is where we get things wrong. Now, what police should do is to be at their duty post. If court says don't provide for this election, no problem. Be at your duty post.
Exactly.
Now, the question is, are the polling units originally at their police posts? If the answer is no, then let them not go. But if at the local government headquarters,
yes,
if at divisional police stations or outposts, police people should be on their duty posts. Now, if there's any issue, that is when their role and responsibility is activated to see to the security of lives and property. Nobody can order them not to do that. So if police has withdrawn as a result of court order and things are happening and police is not taking an action based on any order, then all of them need to be sacked. Okay, so that is to that point. Let's stop saying police refuse to, because it's not their role in the first place to do that. Now, number two.
No. Securing the land.
No, I understand you.
It's not an omnibus thing that
where I thought you'd have raised this issue is on the issue of burning of the council secretariats.
Is that not part of it?
Okay, that's not part of the election.
No, we'll get
Sorry,
there.
Sir. Yes.
No, we'll get there because you see.
No, we are talking about the roles of the police
exactly.
Now. It's not their role to supervise election. It's only INEC that felt that because of our system we need to bring them in. So this has shown us that even all those budgets.
But the point I'm making.
I don't make that mistake.
There's a fine
thin line. I've answered you. Thank God we didn't encounter any ugly situation during that election. No, during that election. Okay. So for me, sorted out.
Some of those things are still aftermath of the
election. No, the aftermath is where the police or other security agencies should have done their work.
All right.
Okay, because it's quite unfortunate that in a system for them to plan and execute that thing, it wasn't a spontaneous thing. It was coordinated. So Intel should have gone out to say, look, and the governor himself even raised it on the Sunday evening. So, I mean, they ought to have either anticipated it and taken their step. They didn't need to wait for Mr. President to direct them to do what they're supposed to do.
Clearly,
you are looking for legal solutions in political issues. That's what you're looking for. You never get it.
The Chief Justice's duty.
Yes.
Her job is well.
Sure.
To deal with.
Yeah.
Her plate is full. We'll get back after this breather. We need to take a breather.
Yeah.
And then we'll be right back.
Sure.
ensure that you represent the people that have elected you well. Represent them well. Work for the betterment of your local government. Ensure that you be I use the word servant. Open your doors. Embrace everyone. And I assure you that nothing is bigger and greater than that. That is the structure. That is the structure. When you work for the people, when you bring them in, when you help them, there is nothing bigger than that. So that will be the ingredient of this administration. I want to charge you to be peace-loving. I'm aware that they are mobilizing 20 people per unit to go and confront you tomorrow when you resume in your local government headquarters. But please, if they are coming with violence, avoid them.
Welcome back, viewers. We're still on the Polity, coming to you from KAFTAN Television, and it's been a it's been a scintillating time thus far with my wonderful guests, Barrister Casmir, Igwe, and Ambassador Moses Kola Obisesan, and the rest of this show, I can assure you, will be as wonderful. And so please stay tuned, and if we still have time, we'll take your calls, but I cannot guarantee that today because there's so much to talk about. Please bear with us. Maybe on Thursday I'll make it up to you, please. Now, so quickly, this will have to be to the barrister. So we're saying that we have cited a whole lot of things that needs the Madam Justice's attention, and I really like us to talk about some of the things that we highlighted here. Clarity in terms of that the court needs to help us to bring clarity to some of those gray areas. Why is it that people are still playing around collation issues? Why is it? Why is that space there? Can we please shut that window? Is it possible? Where is it going to come from? Is it from the point of the legislature? Is it going to come from the courts? And then a few other things. This ex parte orders, can we, luckily, we're talking about digitization. Once that happens, of course, that should be taken care of, right? Yeah, basically. So just in 30 seconds, what have we agreed here?
Okay, so
ahead.
Okay, based on our agreement, I want to say that all the items as listed or highlighted need the collaborative effort of both the legislature, the Nigerian citizens, and the practitioners. It is not just all about the judiciary. It's not all just about my Lord, the Chief Justice of Nigeria.
Right.
It's for all of us.
Right.
It's for the institutions too, including the NJC, right? Now, the other part of it, the NJI, National Judicial Institute, also has a role to play in the training and retraining of both the judges,
okay,
my Lord Justices,
okay,
and the court support staff. Okay. That is an area that people don't know the power they possess.
Yes, true.
Right? So we need to train them, get industry experts. Initially we are talking about getting professionalized courts, specialty courts. If we can't have that, fine. if you can delineate courts that can handle electoral matters, pre-election matters, they should be trained, including their support staff, so that the clarity you're talking about can be achieved. If we need to tinker with our laws, then the National Assembly will need to come in. But the truth is that we are dealing with politicians. And Nigerian politicians are one of the smartest with the help of the lawyers. Okay? So there must always be a loophole. And that loophole will thrive if they are sure that there are willing collaborators on the other device. So, but if these things are clearly stated, and you now see Supreme Court do what he did in one matter, where a well-known senior advocate of Nigeria was awarded costs to be paid from his pocket. So you see that some people now be worried of what they take to court, because you know the position of the law on this. So it's going to be a holistic approach. All hands must be on deck if we must achieve it for our nation.
Right.
Number two, the issue of ex parte orders or injunctions is not out of place. I want us to get that clear.
Yeah, no,
please, they are part of our legal system. Yes, so the only problem is the way and manner
is being
and what is doing to our polity and our society.
Yeah.
So everything we are doing, rule of law, this, that, is to make sure we have a sane society. So anything we do that will destabilize the society, please let us put hands together to ensure that it doesn't happen. We don't have any other nation apart from this one called Nigeria. So our advice and call on all and sundry to ensure that we support my Lord Justice, support her team, support the courts to ensure that Nigeria is restored to its glory. And let everybody have that trust, that confidence that, look, whatever happens, once the court have spoken, it is final. Yeah. And that's when we are growing up, that's how it was. Once a matter goes to court, what I said the judge has decided, that is it. Even if you're going on appeal, you are being circumspect, you are dotting all your I's and crossing all your T's. But today things happen because you think and believe that you can always have your way. You see people throwing things every day. Messed up the jurisdictional creations of the courts and for the courts. I mean, things happening today ordinarily are not supposed to be happening. If we can, one, assert judicial independence. I mean it. We need to assert judicial independence. We need to look at our process of appointment of judges and judicial officers.
You won't let us leave this matter because if you talk about judicial independence, I do not know, as long as some appointments are made by the executive, quote and unquote, I do not see that independence coming soon. But I think we'll rest. We are going to rest this matter. We're going to rest this matter here. I direct what happens here.
No. You direct what happens, but not to mold what we say or what we believe.
We need to.
We have judicial independence. The only thing we are talking about the operators and those that we bring into operating. That's what matters. And how do we do it? Just like we no, it's true. But that's the truth.
I agree.
What we are saying. Now let me tell you something. There's something you said about increment. I mean, I found that very bizarre. You can't be talking about now that they have increased their
salary.
They shouldn't be paying them because he who pays
the piper.
You know, so these things are things that should be structurally put in place so that on their own they take care of their welfare. On their own, they do whatever they need to do and damn the consequence. You can't cross.
You are now correct.
Let's go, viewers. Viewers, this might just be part one of this discussion. Yeah. But we need to rest it here so we can take the second part. And we need to talk about Rivers State. I do not think that this show will be complete without us at least touching that part.
Yeah.
First of all, quick ones. Now we have seen a trend, Ambassador, where every single time that you have local government elections, the outcome falls in line, I mean, substantially, with whoever is in power as governor.
Correct.
Now, how do you see this?
I said this the last time I came on this studio, and I told you very clearly. I said too much attention has been drawn to the national INEC independent national. But most people don't look at what's happening at the state level. Let me be honest. Yeah, I said it. At the national level, which is actually being presided, quote unquote, you know, by the president and the federal government, as it were, with the national body of INEC, we see resemblance of the will of the people. I'm not saying the perfect situation there. No, we see resemblance. Maybe people wanted 70-30. You see something like 60-40. If people wanted 50-50, you can see something like 55-45. You know that substantially, this is actually the strength of the people of the guys who are the contestants. And you say, go to the states and see what they do with the local government. Anything the governor wants, can you even imagine? Sometimes some things are not just, shouldn't even be said. Wike said, Fubara said, you know what? The PDP they didn't allow me with PDP, so I had to set an alternative platform. Did you say this? Yeah. He was right there. He said when they were intervening, he said, look, the PDP was having issues, so I had to set an alternative whatever platform for the people. So you're saying that, look, I moved my interest from PDP to the other party, and they had landslide victory of 23. I mean, is it 22-1 or 23-1? And I was like, what? And moving it is just within a short while. Exactly. So that tells you the enormous power that the governor, they are like a small god in the states. You understand what I'm saying? They are just whatever they will is done at that level. So for me, sometimes whenever we are concentrating on the national, I said, look, national is not doing too badly. If we can have the state and the local government to do a resemblance of what we have in the national, then we are good. Even if you even sometimes when you look at what's happening about the budgeting process, about dispensing and what is done and all of that, we will look at the federal budget. But how many persons have gone to look at the state budget or the local government budget? So for me, I think the press and all, I mean, you guys, the media, basically you need to put your attention on sub-national level, things that are happening at the sub-national level, because it is really stinking right there. All right.
Now we'll go a little bit further into the spectre that we saw in Rivers, and I'm still staying with you.
Yeah.
The president has issued a statement.
Correct.
Where he said that if anyone has issues, they should approach the courts. And the governor has fired back, saying in that statement that he was the only one that was mentioned. That why is it that, well, Wike is not mentioned in that address? Do you think that the president is taking sides in this matter?
Well, I don't think so. Let me tell you, president is saying, hey, take charge of your state. That says that, look, you are in charge. That's what he's saying. You're in charge. You're the governor, right? Take charge of your state. And when they say take charge of your state, I keep saying this. Do not only apply legal solution to political issues. Let me tell you, political issues not necessarily, you cannot necessarily find a solution by just looking at what everybody is saying. There's a time that you need to come back and look at several of the persons involved. You look at all of the stakeholders and be able to bring them in here and say, okay, you know what, guys? Okay, I know that actually you played this role before I came. I know that you guys actually fought for me. I know that, but you know what? Can we find a middle ground here? That's political solution. Look, a man as military as Obasanjo, they told him about the challenge that Baba Adedibu, the late Baba Adedibu was doing in Oyo State. The man single-handedly, he installed the governors, the senators, the House of Reps, everybody in Oyo State during his time. Literally everybody. More than 70% of the political structure were put in place by Adedibu. during his time. They brought his matter. Political party, they brought his matter to Obasanjo and said, you know what, this man is not just this, da, 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 da. He said, look, this man rose through the ranks. He understands the problem with the NRT, NURTW, the meat seller, the sweepers, all those on the ground that make 90% of the voters. He understood them. He understands that not every solution is court solution. With all due respect, I know that sometimes some people feel that we should just rise someday, one day, and get to where we want to go. But him understanding the political whatever, he said no. Factor in Adedibu even as we do all of this. I'm telling you that Adedibu was, right now he's no longer here. Yeah. But sometimes we would have actually given a word to just say, okay, you know what, if it's not working, just take him to court, whatever court says. Does that really bring the solution that we want? There are certain things that are not court, there are certain solutions that you will not get from court, right, but you will get from bringing all of the stakeholders together. And that's what for me, I think that was the president is just saying, look, Wike is the boy to the president, is a wonderful guy around the. But he said, look, this guy, I will take care of him here. But you take care of your state. Taking care of your state doesn't mean that. I'm coming. Taking care of the state does not mean bring cane and line up all of them. But he's saying get really mature to be able to manage everybody. You've got some things that some people are not getting. Every state needs federal presence. Yes, sure. No matter how rich. And you must also understand that there are 4 very cardinal states in this country that politicians will never let go of. Yeah. Abuja, they want to understand what's happening in Abuja because it's the seat of the of the president. They want to know what's happening in Lagos, Rivers, and Kano. Yeah. So even if opposition wants to lead it, they want the opposition as close as it is. That's why you even see Kano. Till tomorrow, Tinubu will not allow Kwankwaso and the rest of whatever. APC lost Kano to you, NNPP, but we must be friends. Okay, let's be friends, even if you are another party. Then the other guy, you want it to be PDP, okay, but can we be friends? Because each of these states are actually very, very important. You understand what I'm saying?
All right. After this break.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll proceed after this break. Welcome back. I'm sure you've been part of this journey together with us, and then you heard the ambassador saying there that it's not every problem, political problem, that can be legislated upon.
Correct.
And he was citing the case of the late Adedibu and all that.
Yeah.
We're allowing you to please make your call 002-993-8365. That's the number on the screen. Please call in so that at least we can hear your own contributions too. We have had the issue of the courts. You can call on that, and we have the issue right now of the ongoing imbroglio in Rivers State. Now,
so for me, basically, I think sincerely, I want to really ask, with all due respect, I want to ask the governor of Rivers State, please show a whole lot more magnanimity, because actually, whenever you have actually been declared winner in the state, you need to really be a whole lot more. You need to embrace several divides. Wike did so much to bring you in. Everybody knows that one. But Wike is no longer there. I think there's a way you can manage all of these diverse requirements rather than just taking everything to. I'm saying this. I'm going
to quickly cut you because we don't have all the time.
Can I come in?
And because you have been more forthright in your earlier takes on this matter in times when you came earlier. I do not think that this matter is about. I do not think.
You know what you asked me? You said you said the president. You said the president is asking fubara.
This matter is not about fubara alone. This matter is much more a matter concerning Wike. And until Wike takes his hands off the matters of Rivers, and I'm talking as
it is not done in politics.
Sorry,
you
please.
Don't say that a political actor should take their hands away from a place where they are built. It's not done. You see, you are looking for a nice solution. Yeah. You're looking for a nice solution where no one exists. I'm saying that politically, there's a way it is done. You bring everybody and you say, what is your interest here? But if you're saying that Wike should leave the state.
Sorry, please. Sorry, if I may come in here. You see, when I talk about Nigerian politicians,
yes.
You are seeing part of the problem here. You see their perspective. See, everything is not about politics.
Okay.
Political era is over. This is the era of governance.
Yes.
Please, let's get this clear.
Yeah.
Without taking sides,
yes,
we are looking at our society and how important Rivers is to this nation.
Correct.
There can only be one governor per time.
Yeah.
So you don't intend to do to others what
you need to go on a break quickly, and after that we'll continue. You're welcome once again, viewers.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you also can feel the heat, the way I'm feeling the heat in the studio right now. This is getting quite interesting, and I do hope that you stay tuned. And then the number is on the screen. You can also, let's hear your beat. Let's build this nation together. So, Barrister, let's have your...
Yes, I was saying that you can never have two governors per time.
Correct.
You see, just like he said, Mr. Prince was mentioning Governor Fubara. Let me also agree with you that he's indirectly telling him to take charge of the state.
Yeah.
Now, if the governor is to take charge of his state, he needs the support of every part of the state to take charge. See, as I said, you don't expect somebody to do to you what you can, or to allow you do what you cannot allow another person do to you. Please, for the sake of the state, elections are over.
Correct.
People have made their choices.
Correct.
Including the Honorable Minister.
Yeah, exactly.
Please, governor should take charge of the state.
Yeah.
How do you take charge of a state? Govern everybody. but people must give him that support. See, no governor will sit back and take even what the man Fubara is taking. Now listen, you're talking about politics. If the person who has left office, who has left the stage, is not allowing others to encroach, how much more the man that is sitting there? Now this is a man that allowed his Oga to nominate up to his chief of staff. What more? Now I watched his interview on channels. Because whatever we are saying here is assumptions. We are not there. We don't know what happened. Now he said that he has done everything possible to ensure that there is peace. That he has even gone to kneel before his Oga countless times. Right? Is it when he's strangulated as a governor that you now know that he's loyal? See, sir, hold on, sir. Now, when you talk about loyalty, there's some level of loyalty that is not expected from a chief executive.
From a leader.
It means he's no longer a leader. It means he cannot even, doesn't have the capacity to lead the state. Now listen,
I never
hold on, sir. No, not you. No.
I said lead the state.
Hold on.
Leading the state doesn't lead the state.
Please, I have the floor now. Hold on, sir. I still have the floor. Sorry, sir.
Okay.
Now,
it's all right.
when he was, okay, take your call.
Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello. Hello. All right.
All right.
Go on.
All right. So I can still remember when he was still governor-elect.
Yeah.
In a program, they went to one of the local councils to go and flag off road construction, where the then governor said that, look, the incoming governor, is now the new leader, or will be the new leader of the state. So everybody must queue behind him. And that everybody had no exception. Including him.
Correct.
So it doesn't matter how big and how highly placed, or the role you have played in bringing him in. Today he's the governor. And he deserves all the respect, all the regard, all the support he needs to govern the state. So you cannot share and divide in a man's kingdom. Even up to his nose, and you want him to keep quiet. Please, if for nothing, let's focus on, hold on, sir, let's focus on the peace of that state. Let's focus on governance. Tomorrow this man will be judged by what he will do for these 4 years. He cannot give excuse that no, my Oga didn't allow me perform. And the man himself cannot even allow third party. No, hold on. Sorry, sir.
If we agree that every politician has some sponsor or mentor.
Sorry, there are 2 points, sir.
Wike also had sponsors or mentors.
Sorry, sir.
Did they dabble into his affairs?
Please, let me just, the 2 points he raised. You know, he asked a question, why is it that elections go in a particular manner? All of us know it's not about Rivers alone. That is the norm. And the reason is that if from federal, people can trust the system, then it will cascade down. But because the federal is showing them how to...
Hold on.
I will tell you why. No. Let me tell you.
Check in terms of
have my own perspective first.
Right.
Now, we know that the political scene, our electoral system, has been heavily monetized.
Right.
So whoever has the power, whoever has the cash, controls the people. Now, the state you see that other parties still retain or win or have an inroad are states where the incumbents belong to that party. So they only struggle to survive and they don't win other places. Look at what happened in Edo. If APC is not at the helm of affairs here, they wouldn't have taken Edo. I can assure you.
You think so?
Yes, I know so.
All right.
I know so.
All right.
So governors have the money.
Let's have it quickly.
Yes.
Very briefly, as briefly as possible.
Looking for. But all I'm just trying to say is to borrow us some understanding of how political solutions are. Because at the end of the day, 2 things matter. The peace of the state, the inflow of development. Those are the 2 things for Rivers. The peace of the state, and the inflow. The inflow of development.
Yes,
and I can tell
some
you
of which will come from the federal government.
It's not some of majorly that will come from federal. I'm telling you.
But Rivers is an exception, sir.
Wait, it is not.
It is an exception.
Wait now.
Just
look, the law, no matter what they are milking from Rivers, it comes to the federal. even before it gets back.
We are saying
the infrastructure that needs to be. There was actually there was a gas infrastructure recently that happened. It was supposed to be in Rivers, Delta, and one other state. The other 2 states went ahead. The Rivers did not.
Because of
this fuel. Now, what I'm trying to say is that we must start understanding the fact. We must start getting it that there is a way to have political solution. Not necessarily.
Sir, please.
It's not media solution.
No, sir.
No,
see, I disagree with you here.
Listen,
there's no time. There's no time.
Talking about legal.
We can have this issue. Remember,
I left you to legal matter.
No. This one. No, 2 of us. It makes 2 of us. No. Please. We can have a very long battle with Buhari. It didn't stop anything in Rivers. Please let the man have some space to govern. I'm glad Honorable Minister is a governor of FCT.
Yes.
Let him concentrate. Did he allow any of his predecessors do these things? The governor should take charge. Anyone that disturbs the peace of the state should be taken care of.
In my mind,
please.
I think that one of the
ways
by which getting what I'm talking about.
No, please.
I'm saying the governor should take charge. Wait now, taking charge. How will he do it? All he requires is to get more matured.
How?
That's what. Look,
how?
There is a way you can actually. They said diplomacy is telling someone to go to
has gone beyond that.
Looking forward to the trip.
But did you hear?
There's a way
that
I get it. All I'm saying is that he needs to understand that some people look at what is happening between Yaya Bello and Ododo. I'm not saying that we need to have the exact situation.
Do you think that what Ododo is doing is correct?
It's not correct.
Because recently the EFCC had to tell him that shielding a criminal is also a crime.
Hello, when you ask
go on.
Ododo is going to an extreme that I think is far. But I also tell you that fubara can accommodate the diverse people a whole lot more. Not just
do you
wike.
Can
you are looking at the
allow us discuss this.
Hello, you are only looking at wike alone. But I'm saying that there are people that actually came together to ensure that state that PDP took that state.
Yes,
and it is not only fubara.
Please, sir.
And all of those people who are involved,
neither is it only wike.
Yeah, it's not only wike.
Can I come in here?
He said keep the structure. That's what he said.
Which structure? Hold on, sir. Let's even address this thing. No, I'm a sitting governor. Now, Wike has taken. Hold on now.
Keep the structure.
Okay, hold on. Now, the structure is this. Wike, as a minister, has taken the PDP in the state off from the governor. Wike has infiltrated and taken over the APC structure from the governor. Now, you leave a governor bare at your whims and caprices. Can you take it?
Let me remind you something. I'm coming. I've
not finished.
Obasanjo just said, my first term, they gave me the wife and told me how to marry her. He said my second time.
Why do we need to?
Sometimes whenever
no, don't do that.
What you're saying is not sacrifice this faith.
What we are saying is that manage all of the diverse interests.
Now all of them
he's not doing
that. If a sitting governor says he has gone to the extent of before his
what are you talking about?
Do you expect?
That is the authority of the state that has vowed to a man. It's not because of them.
Let's
not allow this.
No, one moment. At least give me one moment, please, gentlemen. Yeah. I think that the point must be made that in this particular matter, I think that the minister is becoming a meddlesome interloper, as legal people would say. I think so. And until he removes that state will not have peace.
Sometimes,
but look at it.
What is not possible.
No, wait. It's like, do you also notice that the way things stand as of today, the structure is been shouting.
Yes.
What structure does he have?
No, he still has his own structure. His men are there. They are working.
Now what? Listen.
Now the truth is this.
A lot of times you will you say some stuff and then you want nice things, you want things that will work, and you want all
let's think Nigeria, please. Let's think Nigeria. This is not Nigeria.
Listen,
seriously.
When you say let's think Nigeria,
yes, please.
I think Nigeria.
No, this is not it.
No.
Sorry, sir. With due respect.
No, that's not correct.
Let him
when
close.
I'm telling you about
also close because we are now closing.
It's all right. When I tell you about the fact that, look, Wike needs, unfortunately, he can't do beyond himself. Going to kneel down is not maturity that I'm talking about. I'm saying Wike need to get a little more.
You mean fubara?
No, sorry, fubara. I mean.
Yeah.
Fubara needs to be a little more mature on being able to manage the entire person. What happened to fubara is similar to what happened to Ambode. I'm coming. This guy, Tinubu said, he said Ambode is a good man. He said, but Ambode is not a good party man. That means Ambode will get the job done. But Ambode is unable to manage all of the diverse interests. Ditto, something similar to what happened with Obaseki. Obaseki is a fantastic guy. Obaseki, the guy that go down. He fantastic gentleman. I've listened to him. Smart guy. But these are guys that may be good to get the job done. But when it comes to political stability,
politicking,
they are unable to deliver, and that's what I'm saying. But you guys are still looking at still looking at the technocrat. These guys are technocrats,
wait a minute.
But they are not.
Wait a minute. We need to make this clear cut. He made a point. He made a point that we are no longer in campaign season right now. It is supposed to be time to settle down to governance. But guess what? Viewers, our time is fast spent. Just give us your closing lines, please, and then let go.
Please, you see,
in 45 seconds.
Yeah, when I say
30 seconds.
Yeah, when I say think Nigeria, you know what I'm saying. Please, we need our people are in their need of development.
Yeah,
there's insecurity everywhere.
Yeah.
Now, because you want to establish a point, you are destabilizing the entire state. No good person can finish building a house and using his hand to pull it down. Because of
we'll leave it there. Nobody builds a house and uses his hands to pull it down. We'll leave it there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's been a wonderful time on this show today. And Polity continues tomorrow. Polity continues tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I'll be here on Thursday.
Yeah.
And I look forward to being with you again.
Yeah.
And I must apologize that you didn't have much time to do your calls. And I'll make up for it on Thursday. Yeah. Thank you very much for being at the other end, because it's that way that we can make this happen together. Yeah. And once again, Ambassador, thank you for coming. Ambassador Obisesan and Barrister Casmir Igwe. Wonderful, both of you. Thank you so much. Wonderful show, if you ask me. Yeah. And we're out.
Thank you.